A very good day I bid to everyone. I am Stephanie Cheng Elaine from 1BITM S1G2. Welcome to my demo video where I will explain the services and do the testing. I will start off with the overview. In week 10, I have designed and configured an internal network using a private virtual network. In week 11, I have set up a file transfer service. And in week 12, I also set up a simple web application. So here are the machines I am using, Debian Stephanie Cheng as the server and Debian Mary as the client. So I'm going to start the Debian Stephanie Cheng, which is the server. So while the Debian is starting, I will explain what is file server. So a file server is actually a central server where users use a local network to connect to their client computers. For our case, we are using FileZilla to transfer files using FTP in server and client. So if you do not know what is FTP, it actually stands for the File Transfer Protocol, which is a standard network protocol used for the transfer of computer files between a client and also a server. So now our Debian is started. We will log in into FTP user, key in our password. So now we go to activities and we will type terminal in the search bar to open the terminal. Now that the terminal is open, we will create a new file and we will give the name newfile.txt. So note that we are logged into FTP user and FTP user is not sudoer. So we do not need to put sudo in our command. So we just go with nano newfile.txt and it will open in the nano editor. You can see it's empty. So we will type in, this is a new file for testing. Exclamation mark. So now remember to save it, Ctrl O, enter, and you Ctrl X. So now you want to check if the file is there, you ls to list. So you can see newfile.txt is there. And now we're gonna more newfile.txt to see the content we have entered. So it shows this is a new file for testing. It's there just now what we insert in the nano editor. Next, we will start Debian Mary, which is our client, and we will do the testing there. Log into Mary and key in the password. Same like what we did in the server, we go to Activities, type terminal in the search bar, and open the terminal. I'm just going to ls to show what are the files there. And we are going to open FileZilla. In the FileZilla, we will connect to the server, so make sure your server is running. And we will key in the host, which is 192.168.1.254. And then the username will be FTP user. And we will put the password and quick connect. Now you can see the certificate, means you have successfully connected to the server. So now you can see that newfile.txt is here. Transfer it to the client. So now it's in the client newfile.txt and you can see transfer finish. All the files have been successfully transferred. So now we will close FileZilla and we will execute ls to see newfile.txt is now in the client. So now if you more newfile.txt, you can see that this is a new file for testing. It shows that we have successfully transferred file from server to client and file transfer service is successful. Next, we are going to talk about web server. A web server is a computer that stores, processes, and delivers web pages to clients. The communication between server and client takes place using the HTTP, short for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. The contents are encoded in HTML, which is Hypertext Markup Language. For our case, we are using the Apache HTTP server, better known as Apache. The aim here is to establish a connection between the server and the browser of the website visitor, for instance, Firefox we are using in the client. And now we are going to show you the testing for the web server. We will go back to server. As you can see, we are still in FTP user. We are still logged on into FTP user. Now we will switch user. We will go back to student 1. Enter the password for student 1. Now go to the activities and type terminal in the search bar to open the terminal. Now that terminal is open, we will execute sudo nano /var/www/html/index.html. So it will open back to the nano editor where we have already done in week 12. So this is it. So now we are going back to the client to do the testing for the web server. We will open Firefox. And in the search bar, we will put in the IP address of the server, which is 192.168.1.254. So as you can see, when it's loaded, you will have "Welcome to Stephanie Web," that's the heading, and then you will have "Hello, have a good day ahead." That is what we have written in the editor for the /var/www/html/index.html just now. This shows that our second testing, which is the testing for web server, is also successful. That's all. Thank you.